Hey guys, it is Saturday the 9th of April. So, today is the day that my potential buyer for my shop is coming to spend the day. Everything seems to be going exactly in the direction of her buying. Everything that's happening leads me to believe I actually have a buyer. And when I posted the other video, many of you were like, why are you doing that? And when we sold our house in the city, many of you said the same thing. Why are you doing that? And I have a method to my madness. This is my 5th salon. And the first salon wasn't really failing at the time I bought it, but it wasn't flourishing. So I bought that one for $10,000 and I sold it for $25,000. Shiva. My second salon had been a salon before, but they just closed and moved out. So the space had been a salon before, so I opened that up and made it very successful. I sold that for what would have been an $80,000 profit, but the person never finished paying me. I learned my lesson selling to somebody that I thought was my friend, and I had moved from San Antonio to Denver. So I was already situated in a job, and sorry, I'm seeing a weird thing here going on. I had a home in Denver, and my lawyer was like, you can go back to San Antonio and I'll get your business back for you, no problem. And I made the decision to stay here. So I lost a lot of money. But I knew that I would get blessed for that. I knew that the Lord was watching over me. I didn't know why this was happening because at the time it was devastating. Devastating. I was counting on that for my life here and my children's life here. Anyway, I worked for somebody for 4 years, and I made a very good ally in that person. I took their business from pretty much nothing to off the charts. And then I ended up purchasing the salon I have. Oh, I skipped one. There was one in San Antonio that I bought. Oh, there were two other ones in San Antonio I bought. One was called Christie's Grooming, and one was called, actually I named it Happy Tails. I bought Happy Tails. The Christie's salon didn't turn out so great because it was really far away from where I was at with the shop that I sold. And I ended up selling it, but I didn't make much money off of that one. But I bought Happy Tails for $5,000, and in 1 year I sold it for $25,000. And okay, so that's 4, and now I have the one that I'm at now. I bought that one for $15,000, and I'm gonna sell it for a lot. Like, I hesitate to say what I'm selling it for, but what I'll say to you is the Lord has blessed me. The Lord said, this happened to you back here, and I'm going to carry you uphill, and I'm going to put you up here. And, yeah, So my philosophy, for those of you that are like, why are you doing this? Even Honey, the other day, he said, are you sure you've built an empire? Do you want to start over? I'll tell you, one of my honestly, great joys in life has been to take something that has failed and turn it into an empire, so to speak, on the level of empire that a dog grooming shop can be. We'll put it that way. I don't know where I got my ability to run a business. I know that being a dog groomer is an artistic type of ability, and I've always been very artistic. My mother was very artistic. My father was very artistic. My father built things out of wood. My mother was an oil painter, and she's not anymore, so I can say was, even though my mom's still here. But I come from an artistic family, so I didn't want to go to college, and I had to figure out what I was going to do to make a living, and ta-da! So the reason why I want to sell this salon is because right now it's at a very high value, and I'm getting older. Believe it or not, I don't have any wrinkles, but look at the hair. I promise I'm getting older. Most of you have been watching for a while know I had a hand surgery. You can kind of see the difference. They took the bone out right here and took tendon, looped it through my thumb so my thumb can work. But you can see how much bigger. This is a normal size hand, and this is the hand that had the surgery. And part of it is because it just doesn't, it's weird. Anyway, this hand needs to have surgery, but fortunately I've been able to get cortisone shots, and this hand is still going. And this hand functions just fine. I feel like I can do this job, dog grooming. I'm hoping for another 6.5 years. So if I have this business that I can sell really high right now, take that money. I don't need a lot to invest back into a business up here. Maybe $15,000 or $20,000. The rest of the money can help us in our future, and then I can grow something up here. Now, many of you probably don't understand this, but when you grow a business, the more it grows, the more employees you have to sustain the growth. Employees are very expensive. So once you reach a certain level of growth, you need to stop, because you're making the same amount of money at this level as if you bumped up to this level, because at this level you got to pay for all the employees. When you are carrying the workload mostly on yourself, and you have maybe 1 to 2 employees versus 5 or 6 or 7 employees, there's not just the cost of their hourly rate. The employer has to match their Social Security and Medicaid. There's also workman's comp. The more employees you have, the more expensive workman's comp is. So there's a lot of other expenses that go along with having employees. So keep the employees low, the main workload on yourself, and therefore you're making the same amount of money here as you are here. So the business has gotten here, and now I have to worry about staffing and all the issues that come with more employees. I have a great crew right now, but they're kind of gradually leaving. We had Jackie that left in February. Tristan is leaving the end of April. And then I have Aubrey, my teenager, who's been with us for 4 years. She only works 2 days a week, but the girl is a workhorse. And it's going to be a burden when she's gone. She's leaving the end of May. I have some new employees, but I'm not rock solid with them. I have one that I feel pretty rock solid about. The other one I feel pretty good about, but you just never know if people are years, if they're kind of employee that's going to be there for years or kind of the employee that's going to be there for months. Do I want to deal with that? Or do I want to take the money and run right up back up the mountain and plunk it here and do the same thing here, only keep it at that appropriate level? I would only need one full-time and potentially one part-time employee to make the same as I'm making down there up here. The question is, my deepest question is not can I do it, but can I find employees up here? The pool of people to choose from up here is much smaller. So that's where I'm at. That's why I'm doing it. And today's kind of the day for her, the lady who's coming, to spend the day and sit and watch how it's done. Because my business model is so different from the normal business model of grooming salons. Most salons have like 4 or 5 or 6 or even 8 or 10 groomers. And each groomer bathes and dries and does their own dogs individually. Whereas in my salon, I have people that do all the prep work. They open, they bathe, they dry, they clean the ears, they clip the nails, they brush the dogs, and they are presented to me ready for grooming. On my large dogs, Savannah usually does the prep clipping, and then I just do the scissor work. And then I have somebody that closes. I'll be spending a lot more time down there, especially in the beginning, because I'll have to be opening and closing. I have to develop a rapport with these people up here in the mountains. And then you gradually work in your employee to where I spend my time at my grooming table, because that's where I make money. So initially, I have to spend more time there to get to know these people, and then work in the employees, and because the people trust me, they're going to trust my employees. So my philosophy has been, my business has been for sale for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years we decided in July of 2020 to sell. I've been praying for a buyer. My family has been praying for a buyer. And my belief is that everything happens in the Lord's time. And if he sends me a buyer that's capable and willing to make the purchase, then that's my sign that this is what I'm supposed to do. So I have big plans for this new salon, whether it be the place that I showed you in the last video, or it be a, sorry guys, or it be a brand new space. I looked at a couple of spaces that I'd be very happy to move into. The one I showed you had doggy daycare at boarding and grooming. There's been a hiccup with that place. Yeah, I did meet with the landlord there. I presented him a business model. I felt like he was very impressed. But yeah, there's a hiccup with that place. So I did look at some other places that would just be grooming salons. And I went for an interview for a grooming manager somewhere. I don't think I can do that. I wasn't I was like, oh my, there's so much to do here. I don't know if I would insult the owner with telling her all the things that the new grooming manager needed to do. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. We'll see how today goes. And although I am excited for the new adventure, if this doesn't work out with this lady, I haven't lost anything but my time and excitement to prepare for the next adventure. I still have my business and all is well. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the flow and leave it in the hands of the Lord. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.